So we'll start with Dundee on offence. I understand the tactical point of deferring the kickoff, but I don't know how you always felt about that, Alan, as a player. I can understand why the coaches do it. It's the sensible choice. But if we win the coin toss, I know as an offensive player, I always wanted the ball in the first attempt to go down and score.
Yeah, you definitely do. You want to get a ball straight away, but it's a tactical advantage of getting the ball in the second half. It was always 50-50 to me. I was never too bothered by it. As you know, if the defence got it first, then I'll just trust the defence to get the ball back for us. If we got it first, then we get a chance to make the statement right away. So that's always great.
Mike Dotson, Richard Sim back to return for Dundee.
Let's go Wolves!
So here we go, Wolves to kick off.
Wolves balancing on that left-hand side.
Bobble slightly, but caught at the 10-yard line. Down to the 26-yard line. So Dundee will take the ball first.
It's a good opening return by Dots after that slightly bobbled catch.
Yeah, not too bad field position. Well, let's see what they come out with here. Most of the field to drive, but it's a chance for them to make a statement here. A lot of people expecting them maybe not to do so much, but I think they want to prove a lot of points today.
They're definitely a team that has been younger than they have been in the last few years. Quite a few players that played when the team was formed originally, coming from their junior and youth teams, that are starting to retire, and age catching up with them like it does us all.
So first down.
So there's the hand to Blacklaw. Jakey Wazu pressuring.
Great coverage by Wolves defence.
That looks about a loss of 10.
Big loss on the first play there, trying to get the ball, trying to break outside, but good coverage, good swarming by the defensive line and by the Wolves there. Got some up second down and long here, so worst start possible for Dundee here. They need to bring it back now. Make sure they've got a great play coming up.
QB keeper, and that's caught well by Richard Anderson. Good recognition.
Good, strong, positive start by this defensive line here, shutting down whatever they're trying to pull up front on the Hurricanes' offensive line. And that's what they're going to need all day. If you can eliminate the run, it forces them to try and turn to the pass, and that takes a lot of pressure off the D in total.
With a young QB, that will be exactly what Dundee are hoping not to do. I see Alistair Mackay has moved inside to guard from his normal tackle spot. Don't know if that's to try and shore up the middle. But the tackles have been a weak point on those first two runs from Dundee.
So third down and long, and they go to the air.
And a Jakey Wazo with a big sack and fumble, it looks like. Recovered by Dundee, but that is not the start that Dundee want if they're going to be throwing the ball.
Yep. He looked to pump action to the running back to the left, but then Wazo was straight through. He had no chance to go to any second read, so that's a great opening drive by Wolves D. Pushes Hurricanes inside their own 5-yard line, down to the 2-yard line. So they're now going to have to punt out their own end zone. Well, a little bit of confusion here as to who actually has possession. It was initially indicated that it was Dundee ball still, but it's actually a turnover. It's now going to be Wolves football. So now the Wolves offence take over at the Dundee 2-yard line.
Wow.
Excuse us there for the confusion, but we talk about where you want to start on offence, and if you don't get the ball first, I'm happy to start on the opposition 2-yard line. That's for
Yes.
Sure. So we go. It's Jamie Morrison in at quarterback.
And in field position like this is when I miss the I-form days that we used to play. I do like the spread offense that the Wolves are running now, but I think one of the things that they've struggled with this year is a little bit of power football, and this is exactly where you want that big fullback to lead a running back right up. So Wolves starting empty. That's Stuart Harrison in motion. Fake to Galloway, and Morrison's going to keep it, and he's in.
So touchdown Wolves, first play on offense, ideal start for them, just a little keeper by Morrison, and they get on the scoreboard.
And that'll give that young offensive line a lot of confidence. I know they didn't have far to go, but that looked like a big pull by Ali Ritchie, just making sure that Morrison went in more or less untouched.
Yeah, nice easy start for them there. Worrying signs for Dundee as well. But nonetheless, it was only 2 yards to go in, so it was a big ask, but here comes extra point now.
Oh, high snap, so Galloway keeps it, and he's going to try and run it himself, and he's pushed out inside the 5. So 6 points for the Wolves.
Is no good, and that's going to make it 6-0. So is that an indication of things to come, Ali, you think?
We'll have to see on this next Dundee drive, but you never want to back them into a corner, and you never want to count them out. As I said, they're a team that swing on momentum. Their defense has always been good at making big plays. If there is any mistake from the Wolves, the Hurricanes will look to punish it quickly and efficiently. Don't count them out, but they need to get something going on this next series. As I say, they're a team in transition. They've got quite a few young heads, and if the Wolves do score next, then it could be a long day for them as heads start to drop.
So this is a chance for the veteran players to step in and just to remind the younger players, just it's really, really early on in the game, so there's no need to panic or freak out at all by this initial upset. So yeah, the kickoff goes to Dots again.
Watching it, and he lets that roll for the touchback.
Creeps into the end zone, so that's going to be a touchback starting on the 20-yard line now. So let's see. Coaches no doubt had a discussion with the offensive line there, trying to figure out what went wrong in that first drive. But is this a time to stick to the original game plan, or is it too early to try and change things?
Hopefully it was a very short time on the sideline. Hopefully they've had a little look at the defensive alignment during that couple of plays that they had off, and seeing if they can work the plays that they can use. That Wolves defensive line though has tasted blood, and they're going to be out for some more.
Definitely. Well, let's see if they've still got it here. First down for Hurricanes, going to the air.
And that falls short for Stuart Adam.
More pressure up front there, so they're still keeping the pressure, keep bringing the pressure. Well, of course, if it's working, why stop it?
And the Wolves defence will love the fact that they're getting pressure with just the front 4. I know they do have some blitz packages there, but if Ross Young and Sal Ahmed are able to sit back and read the defence and make plays behind them, then they'll be happy to do that all day. So shotgun again for Adam Ingram, and that's a fumble. Blacklaw covers it. But again, Dundee digging themselves in holes there.
Yeah, nervous start here, really. A few simple errors like that, they're going to creep in. You need to stamp them out immediately. Make sure this doesn't turn into the same thing for the entire game.
looks about 3rd and 20. That's a long distance to try and pick up. I know it's early in the game, but I think you almost want to just try and get something positive here so you get a chance to punt this one away. And pressure again, and that looks like Richard Anderson there, bringing him down and losing his helmet in the process.
Really going after the ball there, losing his helmet but not giving up. So he gets the reward with a sack. And here comes the punt team for Dundee.
Looks like Dave Payton back to return. So reasonable punt by Bell there. And Payton's going to let it roll. And downed by Dundee about the 37-yard line.
I mean, that 27-yard line, so still well inside their own territory. Gives the Wolves offense a great opportunity here to double their advantage, get another score on the board quickly to really dominate this game. So let's see what they can come up with. Offensive coordinator Andrew McIver and quarterback Morrison.
The Dundee's always prided themselves on their defence. I'm sure they're going to want to show that that was just field possession that allowed the Wolves that early score. And as I say, they are very dangerous if they get that turnover. So Wolves want to play mistake-free football here.
So if you got any score predictions for this game at home, feel free to drop us a line on Facebook or Twitter as well. Remember, of course, this is the game that we introduce our Newola MVP awards. So the MVP that myself and Ali will decide later on in the game will be, we'll have a chat with them after the game. We'll also present them with our exclusive Newola GridironTV jersey. So let's see who wants it most.
Wolves starting with an empty backfield once again. And here's the give to Stuart Galloway, looking to turn the corner, and they look to have closed him off there. So loss of maybe 2 for Galloway there.
And this is going to be the Wolves offense trying out a few different things, trying to test the Dundee defense. They never really saw anything on that first drive, so now they get a chance to actually test them in all different directions, find out where the weaknesses are that they can exploit for the rest of the day. So 2nd down and 10 now. Morrison.
Good protection from the Wolves offensive line, and a pass to Galloway, and bumped out just short of the first down.
A nice pick up of about 8 or 9 yards there. Brings up 3rd down and 1, 3rd down and 2.
Morrison will be very happy if he gets that time sort of all game.
Well, exactly, that's a complete opposite. Hurricanes struggling to give any time to anyone in the backfields now. If the Wolves can get that time in the backfield for the quarterback and even for the running backs as well, it's going to make a world of difference.
So again, the Wolves go with that empty backfield. Fake to Galloway, keeper by Morrison, huge hole, and there's touchdown number 2 for Jamie Morrison.
Right up the middle, untouched, touchdown.
And I know that's part of the reason that Andy McIver is so keen on that spread offense. and he's keen to have a runner at quarterback. That if you spread the defence out and have a running quarterback, you really have to have all 11 players on defence committed.
Well, that's it. You put the defence in a real bind. If you can show them that you can pass and be a legitimate threat through the air, then they can't stack the box. They can't put defenders inside to stop that or to blitz heavily. So you either open it up for an athletic quarterback like Morrison there to just take it through the middle. But great blocking up front as well. So he got through that first level untouched. Just made one slight cut.
Bobbled snap again, and
ball still loose, and this one's going to go incomplete. So that's now 12-0 to the Wolves. They jump out to an early lead here at Meadowbank Stadium. So clouds starting to form here, a little bit heavier. Let's hope we don't get any rain in later on in the game, Ali. Conditions just about right. A little bit cold for players now. I suppose it depends really what position you are in the field. You're a lineman. I was more of a skinny guy, a receiver, a quarterback. So I think our ideal temperatures for games are probably a little bit different.
I quite liked it like this when it was cool but not wet, especially at centre. I did not like it when the rain came on, because any bobbled snaps between the two of us, you'd normally point the finger at me, and it was normally my fault. But as long as it stays dry then and cool like this, it's a nice day for an offensive lineman. I know particularly when you're running those fade routes, you don't want the sun out. But
yeah, it's nice. Yeah, there's no sun in your eyes. Also gives you a little bit of encouragement to keep running, to keep yourself warm if you are cold.
Another deep kick that's going to not Mike Dotson. They've made a substitution there.
So picked up about 3-yard line and swamped at the 19-yard line. So decent return there. They'll take it just inside their own 20. So they've had start just outside on the 20 and now inside. So pretty consistent there, but they really need to get something going on offense actually to make sure they can actually get some confidence in the offensive line and in the offense in general.
They definitely need a confidence boost. They've gone backwards the last two drives. As I say, they are a dangerous team if they get things going, but they need to make sure that they get something positive here so they can build on that. Going a bit tighter this time. They've got Bruce Thompson and Stuart Adam in tight. Bunch set on that on quarterback's right hand side. Keeper by Ingram, who pitches to Blacklaw, and a little bit short of the original line of scrimmage.
So second down and 11 now.
And that quarterback option could be a good play for them. I saw them practicing it in the warm-up. It's the dilemma by Ingram, because I think he's the only quarterback on the squad for them today. He doesn't want to keep it too long, but deep ball.
Oh, looks like a bit of miscommunication there. The receiver hitched up at about 10 yards, but called back through the fade. Luckily out of bounds, so no one get their hands on that. Things still quite subdued. We talked about rivalry, and I'm sure it will heat up later on, but things still quite subdued. Everyone looking very calm and relaxed, not too intense at the moment. So what can the Dundee Hurricanes do here on third down?
And
screen
a little
pass through the middle.
Blacklaw,
Bobbled.
and they're ruling that incomplete.
And incomplete there. Almost intercepted. Could have been a fumble, but he never had control of it, so incomplete. Dundee trying a few different things now. They need to figure out where they can pick up his yardage from. That's going up fourth down. It will be Peyton again, who drops back to receive.
Robert Bell punting for Dundee. And a little bit of pressure, and he pooches it out about the original line of scrimmage. That was good pressure by Steve Mack. Forced him to just change his mind and then get rid of it.
Great pressure up front there by the coverage team. He had to dodge one guy, and he was under so much pressure that gains around about 10 to 12 yards. So pretty much back to the line of scrimmage there. A bit of a disaster there for Dundee. And once again gives Edinburgh ideal position here to try and get a third score in. So here comes that offense, that Bird offense, coming out with two receivers to the right side, tight end to the left.
Stephen Wilson in the backfield for Edinburgh. And there's a give to Wilson, who is swallowed up by that Dundee defensive line.
Good penetration there, right through the middle by the tackles.
It looked like Scott Swan, who's got a lot of experience, come over from Canada.
Yeah, it's going to give him a slight loss there, but I'm sure they won't panic. Second down and 11 now for Edinburgh.
Motion by Galloway, and a fake and give to Wilson.
Breaks two tackles and falls forward for another couple of yards, so that's a good run by Wilson. Gets back that yard and another 6. So sets him up for a fairly short third down.
It was a good initial hit by Adam Granger of Dundee, but not quite able to wrap up. Wilson's got those strong legs to drive through after that initial hit. So third and about 5. Late adjustment by Dundee, another give to Wilson, who breaks away from alignment and down inside the 5.
Good strong running by Wilson there, breaks that first tackle at line of scrimmage and then picks up the first down and plenty more. He's going to give them first and goal at the 5-yard line. We talk about the spread offense having a lack of that power running aspect, but having a running back like that certainly solves a lot of problems.
And that's what you need in that one-back system. And it's that issue of when you do go with that power I formation, it does bring 8 men into the box, and you need to rely on your 8 men being better than their 8 men if you're going to get the yardage. Give to Wilson, who makes another move, and there's touchdown number 3 for the Wolves. Stephen Wilson.
So Stephen Wilson there in on the third score of the day for Edinburgh. Starting to make this look quite comfortable for them early on.
So that's 18-0 Wolves. The extra point upcoming. Going for 2 this time. And Morrison looking to throw, finds Stuart Harrison, initially outside of the end zone, but able to spin back in.
Nice catch there for a 2-point conversion, so that takes them now to 20-0. Comfortable lead here in the first quarter so far. A couple of heads already starting to go down for Dundee, so it's not looking good. It's time for the coaches to jump in there and get them fired up again.
Definitely.
So we've got Stephen Hogg on the kickoff. He's getting plenty of exercise here. Sometimes as a kicker you don't really get many chances to get on the field. It's always good when you can get on, and it means the team's doing pretty well, either extra points or on kickoffs.
It's him in his second year with the Wolves, a good pickup for them as a rookie last year, and his kicking abilities got him onto the field initially.
And here is the kickoff. So
bobbled a little bit, and he's going to take it a yard out of his end zone, and met initially by a big wall of Wolves, I think.
So they call that one dead. Let's see where they spot it, around about the 10-yard line or so. That initial bobble really cost him on that return. So that's going to bring up 1st and 10 on the 12-yard line actually for Dundee. Plenty of work to do now. They really need to get back into this game.
And a give to Blacklaw, who is able to get away from, I think that was Ross Young on a blitz. It only manages about a yard. It's always challenging to get back into a game where you'd made a couple of early mistakes or just had some bad fortune early.
Handoff goes inside, but for no game. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It takes a real focus in the mind just to forget everything that's gone by so far and to just start again, basically. Some teams have it, some teams can do it absolutely brilliantly, others take a little bit of time to get into the flow of things. But I think it's important, whilst we wait for an injury here on the field, have an injury timeout. But it's important to, I think in terms of player development, as you play the sport more and more, you get to learn how to deal with difficult situations like going behind by maybe even one score, but also going behind by several scores. I'm sure a lot of people out there watching that maybe played for different teams and you've been on either side of the coin where you've been ahead by a lot or behind by a lot, and you just need to think about what you go through in training, etc., so you can just go one play at a time.
So that's Craig Blacklaw limping off. Ian Gilgray replaces him in the backfield.
So glad to see he's up, walking off fairly slowly, but we hope he's okay.
And I hope that's nothing serious for Blacklaw, because I know he's had some injury problems in the past. He's missed at least one season with a serious injury.
So 3rd down for Dundee.
QB keeper, and not finding much on the outside. And I believe that was Mike Roger coming down from cornerback to eventually make that stop.
There's the guys from all over the D getting involved here, not just the D line. And that's going to set up another 4th down and long for the Hurricanes. So if you're at any of the other games around the country today, do let us know about the scores. Just drop us a line on Facebook or Twitter again, and we can share them with the rest of the team's fans.
Looks like Steve Mack sneaking in for attempted block.
High snap, but he does get this one away this time.
Good pressure there, and it's going to roll out about the 34-yard line this time.
So Wolves take over inside the Dundee half yet again. If you're an offensive coordinator at this point, you know, what are you thinking? Are you trying to just stick to plan, just keep adding on a couple more scores before half time, or?
I think you have to. It's still the first quarter. There's still a lot of things that can happen in the football game. I think you play your game plan in the first quarter, see what happens in the second. But definitely, if it continues this way, I think you definitely try and get some people some reps in a game situation in the second half. That's Morrison getting into it. It's great to see the enthusiasm, but that's the type of silly mistakes that can get you into trouble and maybe just give Dundee a little bit of momentum coming back in. A personal foul there takes you back, and it's something that gets you sort of a target on your chest. A little unusual from Morrison.
Yeah, very, very composed guy, absolutely. Good to see though, passion from a quarterback though. So second down is short for the Wolves. Handoff goes to Wilson, trying to bend it round the right side. Bounces off one tackle and brought down at the 20-yard line, and that's going to be a first down. You certainly get a lot of different characteristics at quarterbacks. Some guys that are happy to stand back in the pocket, be untouched, and then you have guys that don't mind getting involved physically, running the ball, putting down the shoulder, etc. So, quarterback, I'd say one of the positions that's more defined by the person's characteristic. People look up to them a lot more, take a lot more from them, I think.
I think having come up from 5-man as Jamie Morrison has, where you've got to fill in and play some different positions, just helps his temperament an awful lot. A deep ball there for Stuart Harrison, who's wide open.
Wide open for the touchdown. We do have a flag on the play though, around about 10-yard line, so let's just hold on for now and see what that one's about. But definitely some kind of confusion in the D there. He was all on his own in the end zone waiting for that ball.
Mm-hmm.
This one's going to go against Edinburgh, so that's going to get chalked off, unfortunately. Talk about errors and mistakes, and when they cost you points, that's so much worse.
And I believe they said illegal receiver downfield, so it's maybe an offensive lineman being a little bit keen to make a block to make things happen.
Nonetheless, they come back here, still in good field position at the 25-yard line.
So 2nd and 15. And having seen that gap, oh no, 1st and 15. Having seen that gap from the defence, I'm sure the Wolves will be looking to pick on it once again. Morrison to pass again, and same route, just a bit long for Harrison this time.
A little bit overthrown there, but still going exactly the same route. Must have found a weakness out there. A bit of a mismatch there with receiver and DB managing to get off the line and get that separation.
And that may be something that offensive coordinator Andrew McIver works on. The Wolves' passing game has been a little bit up and down the last few games. So maybe if they do have a lead and might be using it as some live practice to see how the ball goes.
For the third time he goes deep, this down the left side to Harrison, falls incomplete. Two receivers in the area actually had Duncan Tanner there also, so not sure if one of them ran the wrong route or whatever, but just falls incomplete there. So
3rd and 15 coming up for the Wolves. A stop here from Dundee would do them the world of good. Just to have some confidence that they can stop the Wolves.
Definitely, it would stem this momentum that Edinburgh have built so far in a game and just show them that they're not going to have to wait all the time. So third down and long coming up. This time Morrison throws
Swing
it
pass to
short.
Galloway, who fights for the first down. I think he's going to be ruled a little bit short.
Just short of the sticks here, fourth down and inside 1 yard. So is this a difficult decision? Do they go for it here?
The way that the 2 extra points have gone, I think they have to. It may have been a good attempt at a field goal just to try and get things, but I think the Wolves want to make a little bit of a point here and maybe get a nice lead so that they can put some backup players in the second half. From a neutral point of view, I really hope that Dundee sort of pull something out here and get something going on offence on the next series.
Absolutely. Well, they're going to go for it, and it's Morrison keeping it again. Up the middle, gains the first down to about the 8 yard line. You're absolutely right. It'd be great to try and see a rebalancing here so we can see what Dundee are really capable of, getting into this game and getting the ball, driving down fields and possibly getting on the scoreboard themselves. Meanwhile, we have another injury on the field, so let's just take a moment for an injury timeout. Just remind you all, if you're in season just now looking for new equipment, if you're an NFL fan trying to merchandise yourself up for the upcoming season, or if you're perhaps someone from the university leagues looking for a new kit for the new season, visit our website. We've launched a new page. You can find some great deals on equipment, whether it's playing equipment, nutrition equipment, clothing, whatever. Go on and have a look. It's under the page for our partners. Go on and have a look at the shop there, see if there's anything that interests you. So again, never good to see anyone down injured, actually, Ali. It's, for as much rivalry and as much physicality as there is in the game, as you said earlier, there's a lot of friendships between teams and there's a lot of respect between players for what they all go through, essentially, really. They're all going through the same issues and same problems.
Mm-hmm. I think Dundee have been hit by a few this year. I know it's unusual to see Fraser Thompson on the sideline.
Yeah, so it's unfortunate that when teams get hit with a lot of injuries and a lot of things like that. It's a real shame because I know that they've been very strong in the past. So hopefully we'll see guys recover and we see them there walking off now. So that's a good sign to see guys walking off.
Yeah, so that's Scott Swan up and moving, but that's that experienced Canadian lineman that I know when he's on form can be a real pain in the side. He's been the strongest Dundee defensive lineman thus far, so hopefully he can make a return if it's nothing too serious. The middle has not been a strength for Dundee, so Fraser Reevy replaces him, hopefully momentarily, on the defensive line.
In the meantime, it's first and goal for Edinburgh. Still in their spread formation. Empty backfield this time, just Morrison back in the shotgun. He takes a snap, throws to the right side. Good deflection there, intended for
Duncan
Tanner.
And that's Graham Thompson on the coverage there.
So it brings up second down now.
Thompson's another experienced head on that Dundee roster. Motion by Galloway again. Slightly high snap, and Morrison decides to keep it. Flag on the play.
So tackled at around about the 5 yard line. Flag comes in right at the end of the play there. So remember to keep all your comments coming in. We've got a few people watching from home and also interacting on Facebook and Twitter. So it's always good to have a chat with you guys actually whilst we're broadcasting and whilst you're watching from home. So if you spot anything in the game that perhaps we miss, you'll be our extra eyes on the field. Like also if you've got any particular opinions on the game and how it's going, on how you think it's going to go later on in the game, then drop us a tweet, drop us a Facebook message.
Second and goal from about the 17-yard line for the Wolves. Fake to Galloway and finds Duncan Tanner down near the goal line. A bit of pressure around Morrison there, and there's a flag down about where Morrison threw the pass.
So a touchdown there, but let's see if it comes back.
It looks as if it was an unsportsmanlike against Dundee, so they maybe took a chance to have a hit against Morrison. So that's been called roughing the passer. So the touchdown is good. So currently 26-0 Wolves.
So this time the penalty goes against Dundee and the Wolves keep their score. So we've got the extra point coming up. But Wolves showing that they can do it through the ground and through the air today, Ali. So they're trying to mix it up as much as possible. They've had to go deep as well. Missed out a few times on the deep passes, but so kept it quite tight otherwise.
I'd like to see a few short routes go into the wide receivers. Duncan Tanner's been a big part of the offence this season. And when he's been taken away by a few of the other teams, the Wolves have struggled. So from a former Wolves player point of view, I'd like to see a few more underneath routes to Harrison and Galloway, getting them involved. And I know that will give Morrison a bit more confidence going forward.
Here comes a 2-point conversion to Wilson. Darts in and out and back into the end zone. So that adds on 2 to the score. So Wolves keep the momentum up here, adding another set of scores in here. Score is now 28-0, still in the first quarter here at Meadowbank Stadium. So crowds building here gradually, slowly but surely at Meadowbank here. Managing to spread themselves all around us here. Quite a number of familiar faces actually, so it's the same situation all over the country where you get the same faces appearing, big fans of the team coming down every week to support their team. And then also some brand new faces who have maybe just turned up for the first time to see what the sport's about, or just turned up to have a great day out in front of the team.
See another video camera along here. There's possibly another team scouting one of these two teams.
It's absolutely, you're not just broadcast live on GridironTV, you're also filmed by other people, so you're practically celebrities down on the pitch when you play there. Our team's really getting switched on about going out scouting other teams, gathering this film so that players and coaches can study games in advance of when they play these teams.
I think BAFCA's done a great job the last few years in pointing out the difference that film can make. And I know there's a lot of resources and things that have been shared to try and bring the game forward.
Little pooch kick down there, makes it down to second level and is downed by a lineman on the 10-yard line. And that's going to do it for the first quarter. So first quarter here, it's Wolves dominating the game so far. Dundee yet to get on the scoreboard. It's Wolves 28, Dundee 0. So Ali, you from looking at it from a Edinburgh perspective, first of all, do you think they'll be happy with that?
I think so. I think they'll be a little bit disappointed with the few little penalties that they've made, but they've scored on every drive so far. They've scored when they've had short fields. That's exactly what the offensive coordinator wants. I think they'd quite like a turnover in their own half so they could get a long drive together and just show that they can string together a series of 10 to 12 plays. But it's no bad thing for a team to score on every possession and to score when they have that short field position. From a Dundee point of view, they're desperate to get something going. I remember the season I played for the Nottingham Caesars, playing the East Kilbride Pirates and being on the wrong end of a 96-12 scoreline. but our offence seemed to be clicking more than Dundee's has at the moment, so hopefully they will get something together here. Pass by Ingram over the middle, and I think that's Stuart Adam maybe that he finds there. No, sorry, not Stuart Adam.
Nice little completion over them.
So that was Richard Sim making his first catch. I think he's returned a couple of kickoffs for them already. But maybe finding a couple of little passes here, putting something together. I'm not feeling much of a wind, but maybe there's a wind advantage here that will see the Dundee offence move.
Dundee come out in a kind of tight bunch formation
and
here.
A keeper by Ingram, and he fights back to the line of scrimmage. Not much of a disguise of his intentions there.
So trying to put a few new things in here on offence to try and change it up. Find these gaps in the Wolves defence. Both teams must have obviously have scouted each other, watched film on each other. So we've seen the Wolves try and take advantage of a few gaps in Dundee's defence. Let's see what the Hurricanes can come up with now.
Snap to Ingram, pressure off the edge, and it's picked by Ross Young.
And touchdown. Good pressure off the D, showing blitz straight up in the quarterback's face. Throws it short and picked off for another 6 points.
And a little bit of frustration there from Alistair Mackay, taking a little bit of a hit of Ejike Wozu off the ball. Wozu's limping off a little bit.
No, it's never good to give up an interception touchdown, let alone a touchdown when you're on defence. It's the last thing you want to do, especially as a quarterback. So here comes the extra point team, or the extra 2 point team. Looks like they're going for 2.
Wilson in the backfield again, swapping sides. And a fake to Wilson. Morrison's moving, looking for Alonso, and that's caught for another 2 points.
Nice footwork there to stay in bounds, gets the 2 points. So 36 points on the board for Edinburgh now.
And I think we could hear Alonso calling for that ball all the way up in the stands here.
He was desperate for it. Morrison just got out of that, got away from the rush, got his eyes back downfield, saw him sitting in the corner of the end zone, just floated it above the defender, defensive back, and nice
definitely wasn't his first read.
No, it wasn't. But good awareness from him nonetheless. So here comes the kickoff team once again.
And
bobbled
catch.
At 10 yards, but picked up. Big pop there down just past the 20-yard line. Right, Hurricanes will take over again on offense. And that D is going to be fired up now. They've had a great game so far already. Loads of pressure, sacks, now an interception for a touchdown. That's going to give them all the confidence they need to keep pushing and to keep attacking.
I believe that was Dave Buchanan, who's listed as an offensive lineman. So lower on the depth chart at the moment. So hits like that are things that will get you noticed.
Definitely, special teams is an ideal opportunity to show yourself to coaches.
That looks like a pair of rugby socks, so he's maybe used to putting in a few big hits.
Dundee just needs to have a chat about things on the sideline. Call a timeout, so slight break in play here.
should we just make up a new rule about socks and props? Can we have a rule about drops?
So whilst we wait for Dundee to come back on the fields, just happened to notice, as you do, there's a look to our left and there's a man with a horse head sitting in the stands. There you go. So anyway, back to the football. It's first down and 10. Flag down on the play there, but the pass is completed down to the right side. Nice catch
by Bruce Thompson.
Looked like somebody might have moved early there, although they didn't call the play dead initially, so you could have an offside instead. And yes, it is. It's offside by Edinburgh, so jumping a little bit too early. Their first real mistake of the day so far.
That's maybe no bad thing for Dundee if they're mixing up their snap count a little bit, having to keep the Wolves' mental game going. It'll slow down that defensive line that has had their way so far. Snap to Ingram. It's a give to Gilgray.
So nice pickup, brings up second down and short for them, starting to build a little bit on this drive. Can he keep it going, hopefully? Third down and short, excuse me.
Snap to Ingram again, who gets away from the rush.
Good footwork there.
Nice moves from him. Maybe wants to lower the shoulder a little bit when going into contact.
Nonetheless, nice footwork there to get away from the rush and gets them a first down. So that's an important one from him there to start building momentum.
And Ross Young coming off with holding his arm a little bit gingerly.
So first down and 10 for Dundee on their own 37-yard line.
Give to Gilgray, who finds a bit of a hole there.
Sal Ahmed in there looking to strip that ball out whilst the rest of the guys tackled him.
Nice to see some life from Dundee. I think that's their first down of the game. They've got themselves in better field position, so they should be able to pin the Wolves in their half if something goes wrong on this drive. And Ingram trying to take it outside, and Richard Anderson sniffing that out.
Wrapped him up there, and it was John Young who piled in on top. Great pressure from the defensive line there.
That's been a good success story for the Wolves. Richard Anderson playing running back up until last year, and he's made a really good transition across, going from running the ball to seeking it out. And he's been a disruptive force, and I think he was named to the Wolves All-Decade team, which after just one season at defensive end shows the impression that he made.
Certainly does. So Ingram.
Snap to Ingram. Wazoo with some pressure. And Young there to stop him about at the original line of scrimmage.
Good chasing down by Wazoo all the way around the backside of the line. Nearly had to go back. Kept chasing them though. It's good effort. There's nothing worse as a quarterback when you're trying to scramble and you can hear the defensive lineman or linebacker right on your shoulder. He's not just coming to say hi either. So that brings up 4th down for Dundee.
When he can break free and do his own thing, he's all right.
Less of a rush this time from the Wolves. A good kick by Bell, and Payton sensibly leaves it, going for a touchback. That's a booming punt.
Really big punt there, just a little bit unfortunate on the bounce. It was definitely in Edinburgh's favour there, but nonetheless big change from earlier on, so with time you can really get the ball away, but that one's going to roll and end up as a touchback, so it's going to come out to the 20-yard line for Edinburgh.
It's a shame the coverage team weren't a little bit more alert. They maybe been maybe a little bit tired. I know some of them are going 2 ways already, but that is one that if they could have got behind, they could have pinned the Wolves really deep.
Yeah.
Worst field position of the day for the Wolves, though.
Yeah, it's also something that the Wolves coaches are going to have to keep an eye on, and that the players don't start to take their foot off the pedal and don't start to relax so early, because then that just opens it up for Dundee to come right back into this. Well, it's Edinburgh, 1st down and 10.
And a little bubble pass to Harrison, who gets a good block from Galloway.
Actually forced out by Dots there. That's going to pick up another 1st down though for Edinburgh. So 1st down from the Wolves' 36-yard line. Wolves going empty backfield with 5 receivers.
And a keeper by Morrison. Sean Hanlon leading the way. And Harrison could spring him here. Got Bell to beat. Oh, that's another big run by Jamie Morrison.
Touchdown, Wolves. How about that for blocking? From his own 36-yard line there. Straight through. Like you said, Hanlon there, great blocking up front, great blocking by the offensive line, getting to the 2nd level. And that's the difference it makes to have an athletic quarterback. You can go empty backfield and still have a running threat.
It's a well-designed play actually, because Hanlon is the right tackle, and he was pulling around to lead the way for that. I'm sure normally it's a little kick-out block, but there was nothing there, and he did the right thing and turned upfield. And that must be a dream for a running back, being able to fold that big number 55 up the field.
So if my maths is correct, it's 54-yard run there by Morrison for the touchdown. Here comes the 2-point conversion as well, same formation as the last play. Galloway motions into the backfield and gets the ball. Hurdles the defender and in for the 2 points. So that is now 44-0 to Edinburgh. Certainly Dundee are going to have to do something here to at least stop the momentum before half time, but then go in and make changes. Whether or not they make big enough changes to try and get scores on the boards is different. I think they just need to try and break up the momentum that Edinburgh have. They've had a couple of key plays there, like Morrison keeping the ball himself, and those little short passes that have been so successful. If they can just cut them out, that breaks up that momentum.
Fortunately for Dundee, I think the Wolves have shown that they're more of a threat than just Morrison. I'm sure if they had somebody that they think could spy him the whole time, they would, but that would then open other things up. A lot of things for the coaches to consider.
Well, kick there, returned out to past the 20-yard line, up towards the 30-yard line, just slightly short there. So decent return by Dundee. course, remember, for everyone watching just now, if you've got any friends or anyone else that you think would like an afternoon of live football, get them to log in, get them to get a ticket and tune in. I'm sure there's plenty more scoring left in this game. Still in the first half here, it's Edinburgh 44, Dundee 0. So Dundee first down and 10.
Snap to Ingram, looking for the deep ball, looking for Thompson. Oh, he got his hands to it, and a flag on the play. I think they thought Mike Roger had a bit of a push off there.
Interesting one. It was. I think he jumped a little bit too early for that ball. If he had just held his jump, he would have reached over the top of him and he pulled the catch in. But we'll wait and see. Tough call on a defender when that happens, as you can hear from some of the Wolves fans in the background behind us. But nonetheless, that one goes against Edinburgh, so that's going to be a big penalty against them.
So first down for Dundee at the halfway line.
That's their best field position of the game so far. They're just shy of Edinburgh territory. They've not been inside the Wolves half so far this game, so just about to break through that.
Snap to Ingram, throw, oh, good, oh! Almost a fantastic one-handed grab against his shoulder. And unfortunately, Sim couldn't quite pull it in, ruled incomplete.
Yeah. So second down and 10 for Dundee.
Bunch formation for Dundee again, and movement by the defensive line. I don't think they crossed into the neutral zone, but it got the tackle to move, so we'll see how the referees interpret that one.
Plenty of flags down there on the pitch. And again, another one on the Wolves D, so a couple of penalties here. Coaches want to stamp that out straight away. There's no chance they want to get any bad habits here of penalties on this drive.
So again, that's Dundee mixing up their snap count, and that's the trick for Edinburgh. They've got this lead here. They don't want the silly mental mistakes to creep in. Another deep ball by Ingram, looking for Thompson. Fair bit of contact again.
No flags this time, no.
So a little bit originally by Mike Roger, and then Murray Rendell coming across to just make sure that the play wasn't complete.
Obviously, I think they found something there in Roger, trying to pick on him, trying to at least get the catch, if not get the penalty for it.
I don't know if they're picking on Mike Roger or if it's more that they've just got most faith in Bruce Thompson, who's an experienced head out there. They maybe have spotted that Roger's been up in run support quite a few times, so he may be someone that they've spotted as an aggressive player they could take advantage of.
Well, that's very true. Now they've got twins to that side, but Ingram throws to the left this time. Overthrows the receiver, incomplete. And brings up fourth down. So fourth down at the Wolves' 40-yard line. Looks like they could be going for this one. So it's not a bad call. They've had their best momentum of the game so far. They need to try and do something to ignite their offense, and they've not been too far off completing those last couple of plays.
I'm not sure if there's been an adjustment on the offensive line or if the defensive line's just slowed down a bit. Wazoo coming with a big rush, forcing Ingram out the pocket, and he picks up the first down.
So good footwork by Ingram again there, just keeps it himself. And that's another first down for Dundee.
Some points for Dundee before the half would give them a huge lift. It may be a little bit too much of a mountain for them to climb, but you never know. As they say, on any given Sunday or Saturday, anything can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Edinburgh definitely need to keep their focus here just now.
Snap to Ingram, hands to Gilray, and Richard Anderson again sniffs that out.
So it's good consistent work here from the D-line of the Wolves. Slowly but surely shutting down this inside run here, forcing Dundee to try and take it to the air a bit more.
I think they're trying to rely on the option read to slow the defensive line there, but Anderson has shown he's quick enough to adjust to whoever has the ball. He's had Ingram when he's kept the ball, and he also sniffed out Gilray there. Heavy rush, manages to swing it out to Sim, and another big hit there from Wolves rookie Dave Buchanan. Maybe not a form tackle, but definitely piling in there to show himself up as someone that deserves a regular starting spot.
Well, it's actually Anthony Pinkerton there, one of the Wolves rookies. He's just recently joined the team, so making a great impact so far in his first game.
Big rush by Anderson, almost getting to Ingram, and there's Thompson on the catch. That's what they've been looking for all day.
They finally connect there. And a nice adjustment by Thompson to come back inside off the coverage, help his quarterback out, and that's a big pickup for them.
So first and goal for Dundee.
Incidentally, there was an offside penalty against Edinburgh, but of course declined, so Dundee will take that one inside the Wolves 10-yard line. So first down and goal. So a great opportunity here for Dundee to get on the scoreboard, as long as they can keep this momentum going, keep mixing it up, keep Edinburgh on their toes.
Snap to Ingram, a give to Gilray on the draw, and
trying to push the pile forward. There is a flag down on the play though. So he was down around about the 1 yard line, but it's going to be a holding penalty against Dundee, so that's going to take him back, and that's a costly one, that is. It's a big penalty, and they were in great position there. So that takes him back down to the 18-yard line. Still a good opportunity for them. I think this opens up the possibility that it'll go through the air this time instead. Perhaps back to Thompson. We've got Mike Dotts lining up on the right side here at receiver.
Snap to Ingram, looking to throw. Finds Sim, who is running back towards the defensive line and gets himself gang tackled for the trouble.
Yeah, he was smothered by. There was D linemen, there was linebackers and D backs there. So the whole team getting involved. I think the tackle goes to Steve McDonald's there, officially. That brings up second down and goal from the 19-yard line now, following the first penalty.
Keeper by Ingram.
And that one's snuffed out straight away, getting very little on that one.
Duncan Tanner making a guest appearance at his old position of defensive end.
You kind of saw it, they had the receivers stacked up tight on the left sides, almost right behind each other. So something looked like they were planning to put that ball up the middle.
Bruce Thompson coming back in. 3rd and goal for the Hurricanes. Ingram with time, looking for Thompson in the corner, and that's a good catch just short of the end zone.
Yeah, great catch in traffic there. 2 guys around him. Good focus to hang on to that one. He's right down at the goal line now. That's 4th down and goal with 1 yard to go. So a really key moment for Dundee. They really need to convert on this and get a score. And likewise, Edinburgh need to shut this down to make sure that they don't give Dundee any chance to get into this game.
And what a huge improvement by Dundee. That's nowhere near the offence that had that horrible first drive. Fantastic to see from them that they've stuck with their game plan, they've rebounded, they've found some things that work.
Definitely, well, that's the time out to Edinburgh just now, so we'll just have a short break in the play, but you're absolutely right. It's just guys have just refocused, going back to what they know, just how to play football, getting the ball to their key guys like Thompson and Ingram as well, doing a great job on the ground by himself, and that's really helped them. I think they certainly seem more confident as an offensive group now, and they've shown it by driving most of the length of the field. So key moments here now for the Wolves defensive staff, trying to figure out what Dundee are going to come at them with them here. Is it going to be Ingram on a keeper through the middle? Are they going to try another quick pass to the outside?
And I'm sure with the way the first quarter went, they were looking for a shutout.
Yeah, it's that added extra aspect of pride to shut a team out when you're, especially on the defence.
And it makes a statement to the rest of the division.
But here we go now, 4th down and goal from the 1 yard line for Dundee.
Adams splitting out to the left-hand side.
Receivers stacked on both sides.
Fake to Gilray. Ingram trying to keep it, and he is snuffed out by that Wolves defence. I believe that's Richard Anderson again in on the tackle.
Great pressure by Anderson. Gets off the block of the running back, scoops around, and that's a great play by the Wolves defence all around there. Good discipline on the edges there, and good pursuit by the line. So no good for Dundee. They are yet to get on the scoreboard. Nonetheless, still a great drive, so promising signs for them if they can keep that going.
And a swing and field position here. Wolves starting inside their 5.
Yeah, something they're definitely not used to now. They've been starting for most of the first quarter inside the Hurricanes 20-yard line. Their first play was on the 2-yard line, so this is a test to see how they can drive. They've got 95 yards ahead of them for another score.
A real danger zone for those mental mistakes. And a give to Wilson, who is going to be tackled for a safety.
And it's a safety, yes. So Dundee do get on the scoreboard. Through the defence, let's just wait for one moment to confirm. Yes, confirms safety. So 2 points on the board for Dundee. And you're absolutely right, a key moment there for offensive line there. And huge pressure up front. Wilson trying to break to the outside there. He did get past the line of scrimmage, but whilst he was trying to fight, step back inside, and then they smothered him from there.
It's always a situation I hated as an offensive lineman when we're pinned inside our 5, because the defence could smell those 2 points, and it's not often they get a chance to pick them up.
So here comes the kick-off from Edinburgh. The Wolves defence will be their next unit on the field, so they'll be really keen to make up for that, try and get some points back themselves. They've already had one interception return for a touchdown.
A little miscommunication on the Wolves kick-off team.
Bad man is saying things on the Dear Mel, as head of the panel, I think you should close down Facebook and Twitter while you're at it. Alright. I'll do that just after world peace and
And a little hooch kick.
Down to the middle line now. And that's returned to almost halfway, so we talk about a shift in momentum there. Dundee, for most of the first half, having to struggle from around their own 20-yard line. They now get great momentum on offense, getting most of the way down the field. They get the safety on D, and now they get decent field position on special teams. So it's something that the Wolves coaching staff are certainly going to be paying attention now. They need to stamp this out and get their guys refocused so they can get back to the way it was at the start of the first quarter.
And it was as you said earlier, Alan, that sometimes when you get a big lead, you start to rest on your laurels. Wolves have maybe relaxed a little bit too much, and Dundee have a little glimmer of hope of getting back into this game.
Hurricanes come out with a stacked receiver set on either side, hand the ball off inside for a very small gain.
It's Graham Thompson.
Yeah, I think the same mentality really applies whether you're 40 points down or 40 points up. You just need to focus on the next play, the next set of plays, the next drive, whatever it is that your coach has installed for you for that drive, or what you need to work on.
So that was the 2-minute warning called by the officials there.
So 2 minutes left in this first half of football here on GridironTV. It's currently 44 points to 2 to Edinburgh, so still dominating this game. Ingram play action to the right now, keeps it himself. Again, gets back to the line of scrimmage and is then snuffed out by Salim Ahmed for a gain of about 1 yard there.
Ross Young with the initial hit, and Sal Ahmed making a big point, pushing him back. Forward progress is of course given, but it makes a nice little mental point when you push somebody back those 2 or 3 yards at the end of the play.
Yeah, it all adds up to the physicality of the game. He's going to feel that for the rest of the game too. So. Let's see now. Dundee need to try and keep this momentum going. Moon spread again. 3rd down and 7. And great pressure up front again by the D-line, and another sack. It's Wosu again. And timeout by Edinburgh. So Edinburgh want as much time on the clock as possible to get more points on the board before the half. So that brings up 4th down, and the punting team's going to come out again. So their defensive stand there before the half. We've not really seen much action on special teams in general today, actually. A few games in the past where we've seen big kick returns, scores on special teams, but
Bobble catches as well, making big turnovers.
yeah, so opportunity for Dave Payton here, the returner, to try and ignite the game with the last minute and a half or so that's left.
Wolves have been putting on a big rush. Callum Buchan looks to be sneaking in for a potential rush.
Yeah, we had that.
Steve McDonald on the other side. And they're coming after it again. Duncan Tanner with his hands up closest to it. And Payton's going to let it bounce again. And it goes out inside the 1.
Very nice bounce there. Looked like it was going into the end zone, just sneaks to the other side of the pylon. So that's going to put the Wolves in another difficult situation inside the 1 yard line. They gave up the safety last time they were this close, so that's got to weigh on their minds here. They need to be careful with the ball and just try and get away from the end zone here.
Started the hammer award. So whoever's made.
So there's me talking about no real action on special teams, and out comes the best punt of the day. So,
Again,
about a minute and a half remaining, Alan.
Again, Wolves in this danger zone for mistakes. Gave up a safety last time. They'll want to be very safe with the football so that they don't give up anything before the half. I know they were possibly looking to break the 50-point margin before half time, but getting out of here and just letting the clock go may be the best option. Fake to Galloway, a keeper by Morrison, who gets to about the 7-yard line before being smacked down from behind by Adam Granger.
So that takes a lot of pressure off them, certainly. And they're now
Wolves going no huddle. Morrison maybe trying to do a John Elway impression and drive 99 yards in a minute and a half.
Some confusion in the play call there, slowed things down.
Fake to Galloway again, looking for Tanner over the middle, which unfortunately falls through his hands, unusual for Big Duncan.
Good timing on the play there by the defence.
So second about 4.
And crucially, that stops the clock for them, so they don't need to panic now. They don't need to rush this one in. They can go back to the huddle. They can get the play sorted out now.
Do you have like one captain though, one for big, or is it just four?
Empty backfield for Morrison.
Each possession.
Galloway in motion. And pressure on Morrison. And he goes down inside the 1.
It looked like he was trying to get that away at the last second, but thought better of it. And that's 4th down back where they started.
And that's the end of the half.
But that is half time, so half time here in Edinburgh. So we'll go away shortly, so come back in the second half. The score is currently 44 points to 2 in favour of Edinburgh, so we'll see you back here for the second half, folks. Well, welcome back everyone to the second half. You join us just in time for Dundee kickoff. Go straight down
Fielded by Galloway and a reverse to Stuart Harrison, who's got a big block by Callum Buchan. And just the kicker to beat, and he's tripped up.
Oh, great start to the second half there. Fantastic play on the reverse. He just couldn't make it round and might have picked up a slight injury there himself, but a great return nonetheless, and that's a brilliant start from Edinburgh. So that's going to give them great field position inside Dundee territory. Harrison has actually limped off the field there, so an ankle or a leg injury, something as he got tackled there. And nevertheless, here we are back live with Edinburgh versus Dundee here at Meadowbank Stadium in Edinburgh. Score from the first half was Edinburgh 44, Dundee 2. So Edinburgh dominated this game so far. Let's see what they can do in the second half here.
And a reverse that's fumbled by Galloway. And he's lost a lot of yardage, thought about reversing his field again, and decided against it for only a loss of 20.
Only a loss of 20, not many times you can hear that. But yeah, after that great play, a bit of a disaster there in offense. Hurricanes all over that one. Too many twists and turns. At some point you just need to realise you're going to lose yards and just turn off field and make the best of it.
And interesting from Edinburgh, I know they want to start hot and stamp their authority on this game again, but they're showing a couple of tricks when they've got a couple of local rivals in the stands just scouting for future weeks. It's always that you want your team to have fun and to be successful in a game, but you don't want to sort of show your whole hand.
So second down and ages for the Wolves. Pass right's incomplete, so it's going to be up third down for them.
After that phenomenal kickoff, that's sort of an absolute disaster to push themselves back this far.
It is really. It really burst that momentum that they got off the first play there. It would have shocked Dundee into life, but they've kind of recovered now with 2 good defensive plays there, and it's now third down and long for Edinburgh. So what can they do? Try and get that momentum back off the kickoff. So Morrison takes a snap.
Steps up, looking deep there for Alonso.
Throws just outside, too far, so that one falls incomplete. Good composure though to stay in the pocket and step up like that, but nonetheless brings up fourth down, and surely the punting team coming out. So a bit of a bang and bust to start the second half for Edinburgh. Great start, they just teepers out now into the punt team, but I've got Duncan Tanner back punting this time. Deep
Big
punt down
booming
to the
kick.
10-yard line.
And fumbled by Gilray. And gets away from 2 before eventually being spun down.
So nice little return under pressure there, and Hurricanes take over. First down Dundee, just past their 20-yard or the 22-yard line. So while we discussed the first half previously before we went for the break there, but what did Dundee need to do now? What's the top thing they need to do in the second half, do you think?
They actually managed, I don't know if it was their initial game plan, but they found the short passes broken up with the odd deep pass to Thompson, sort of got them down and put Edinburgh in a few difficult positions. There's Wazoo in there again with a bit of pressure on on the quarterback, and they really need to make sure that they keep the Wolves' ends contained. Anderson and Wazoo both had excellent first halves, and Dundee need to just make sure that they keep them quiet. When they had them tired and kept them quiet, they were able to move the ball quite successfully, and if they're going to make this scoreline look respectable, they really need to focus on that.
That's absolutely right. So second down after an incomplete pass there, Ingram sliding in the pocket. Good short completion over the middle there, picks up a few yards. So trying to rebuild the momentum they had late in the first half to get all the way down the field. We did see them with a big long drive before the end of the first half, and it was a good ignition of the offense from what we never really saw in the first quarter or even the beginning of the second quarter. So hopefully they've understood what they had to do to get that momentum, and they'll be able to repeat it here.
Oh, and a fumbled snap by Ingram. I think he started his drop before the ball really got to him.
A little bit too keen to go there, and that kind of stifles him on that drive. Fourth down and 8 here. Looks like the punting team's out. So remember, you can get in touch with us all through the second half here on GridironTV, either through our Facebook page, just find us, click like, drop us a message, or even send us a little short message on Twitter, which is @gridiron_TV.
And flags on the plays, there's movement from both sides.
So that one goes against Edinburgh. So it's going to give him 5 yards there. Still 4th down for Dundee, so we'll just repeat the play.
I've just patched half the marathons and I've seen one.
And it's a fake here, snap to the up back. He's tackled immediately, so they turn the ball over on downs, deep inside their own territory. Ali, that was a bit of a risky move, don't you think?
When you're trailing by 6 touchdowns, you need some sort of spark, and they maybe saw something in the first half that they thought they could take a shot at, but with the field position they've got, it's maybe a risky part of the field to try it in, but it depends if they're trying to get back into this game or if they're just looking to have a little bit of fun with it.
A couple of good points there, certainly, but nonetheless it leaves Edinburgh with a very short field to work with. Inside the Dundee 30-yard line, it's Morrison that takes a snap, hands off to Wilson, who breaks a couple of tackles, gets himself to just around about the 20-yard line for a gain of a few. But we have seen earlier in the game that when Dundee had pinned Edinburgh deep inside their own half, right down by the goal line, they had success with the safety. They also had success with really, stifling the offense and taking away a lot of options that the Wolves have showed on offense, whether it's the deep passes or having the time to just kind of relax into their game plan a bit more. So 2nd down and around about 4 yards to go.
Snap to Morrison, who gives to Wilson. A big hole up the middle, but a little trip up in the backfield stops it from being the huge run that it could have been.
Breaks one tackle, eventually brought down at the 15-yard line for another Wolves 1st down. So we'll try and bring you some halftime score updates. We had the Gloucester ahead 14 points to 3 against the Sharks, and Chester Romans 19-7 up against Crewe. So a couple of halftime scores for you there. Make sure you keep our scores coming in, either to our Twitter, just tag us at GridironTV, or just put a message on our Facebook page. That's the quickest way to get them to us, and then we'll share those scores with your fans out there and the rest of the team's fans. 1st down now, and Wilson gets the ball inside for no gain. So again, generally quite a well-tempered game here. We've seen times when it's gone a little bit heated in the past, but both teams very level-headed. I think we've only had maybe one, if any, personal fouls. That's good to see.
I think a lot of the bad blood is being distilled between the two clubs, possibly with a few older players retiring. The grudge has disappeared. And a huge block by Wilson that springs Stu Harrison for the touchdown.
Like you said, perfect block there from Wilson, just sprints out, chips the corner back, lets Harrison just duck inside, nice easy score. Great play from the Wolves, great design play as well. So quick you don't have time to react to that on defence.
That was one of those wonderful blocks that you could hear all the way up in the stands. They feel great when they connect.
Yeah,
unless you're on the receiving end.
Absolutely. Didn't seem like much, but it was significant, all right. So another 6 on the board for Edinburgh. Let's see how they come. They come out in 2-point mode. Let's see if they can add to the score. Play action. Caught by Tanner, so that's another 2 points. So that takes the score past 50. It's going to be 52 points to 2. So second half here, Ali, we'll keep an eye out for our New Ola GridironTV MVP. Any standouts at the moment?
It's difficult to pick between Anderson and Wazoo on the offensive line. They both had huge first halves that made a real difference. Morrison had, I think it was 3 first half rushing touchdowns as well as the passing touchdowns. He's played a very good game, so he's definitely in consideration. The Wolves did have excellent field position, partly due to the play of their defence and Dundee's mistakes, though, which maybe has inflated Morrison's stats.
Feels good when, as a quarterback, when your receivers and running backs can make you look even better. So here's Hogg on the kickoff for Edinburgh, picked up at the 10-yard line.
It's Sim again. And that's Pinkerton again showing his speed and ruthlessness on special teams. And a bit of sportsmanship waving over that he's maybe hurt Sim on that tackle.
Yeah, I see a couple of sore bodies out there, a couple of injuries in the first half, which you hope are not significant. A couple of banged up bodies. It gets to that point, we're around about halfway through the season now, when every team's going to have a few injured players. It's the nature of the sport, to be honest, and it's how you handle those injuries and how you handle it as a team, how your coach handles rotating guys in and out and making sure that guys can step up onto the field.
I've heard Fraser Thompson from the Dundee Hurricanes. He's still calling the defensive plays even though he's on the sidelines injured, and I heard him shouting out a few alerts on a couple of plays, still trying to use his expertise across to the younger players.
So 1st and 10 for Dundee. Looking for a deep pass to Thompson again. Contact with the defender. Nothing illegal though. And that one falls incomplete. So Dundee trying to get the ball deep downfield quickly.
If you were in this position, Alan, and trying to get back in the game, would you be looking for the quick deep passes, or would you be trying to stick with your offensive strengths?
Nice
Gil Ray
there,
showing some great moves.
Nice one there by Gil Ray, bouncing out to the outside. Ali, I think I probably would like to. I wouldn't have to rely on it. You don't necessarily have to go 60 yards with every pass, but those kind of plays can really shock a defense and put them on the back foot and break up any momentum they have. Even the most confident defense can get shaken by a big completion. So it's good to throw them in there every so often. If you've got your key receivers, it's good to just trust them every now and again, set them up on a designed play, so you let them go one-on-one with someone on the outside and just let them make a play. Now the option from the Hurricanes, quick pitch outside, but well covered by Edinburgh. Gain of 1 yard there.
Anderson again doing a good job of forcing that pitch early, playing it exactly right, being that first defender you've got to make the quarterback pitch the ball. Somebody having a joke?
2nd down and long now for Dundee as they approach halfway.
Dundee again trying to mix up their snap count. Bit of contact there as Patrick Bart tries to intercept the ball.
So Dundee losing a bit of momentum just now. There's a penalty going against Dundee as well. So penalty actually can be declined by Edinburgh, so it still brings up 3rd down and 8 to go.
Did he have a bang on the head? Sounds like
So Dundee come out and trips to the right. Ingram throws right.
Oh, and Ross Young almost with a second pick. And I think the fact that he could just see grass in the end zone in front of him maybe affected his normal sure hands.
Yeah, he looked like he tried to take off. He got the one earlier. He took off before this one was properly in his hands. And, he looks so disappointed right now to miss that one. But a wayward throw there, way off target from the receiver, and he was in the ideal position. Just stepped up, just could not grab it. Well, that brings up 4th down for Dundee. Punting team out again. Payton for Edinburgh back to receive again.
There's some banter concerning Dundee's choice of a fake punt on the last time they punted the ball on our Facebook page.
Well, that one was real and rolls down to the 10-yard line for Edinburgh, so good punt there. Yeah, it's always interesting what's said on Facebook, so we'll keep an eye on that, see what's happening with that. Nonetheless, it's Edinburgh take over, deep inside their own territory.
Bell's punting has actually been quite a highlight for Dundee when they've had time to get the ball off. Edinburgh
Absolutely.
were really rushing the punter in the first quarter. But that's twice now Bell's pinned the Wolves back inside their own 10-yard line.
Yeah, it shows the real difference that pressure on the coverage can make on punts. So here come Edinburgh, 3 receivers to the left. Handoff goes inside and well stuffed by a Hurricanes line. So that's a loss of a couple there for Wilson. That's going to bring up 2nd down and long. Morrison just going out to get the call. This time they go trips to the right side of the field. And Morrison keeps it himself and pulls a couple of defenders forward for a gain of a couple. Gets just past the original line of scrimmage up to the 13-yard line. So 3rd down and about 7 for Edinburgh. Still nice and calm, not trying to rush anything here. Taking their time in the huddle, getting their play calling quite conservative at the moment.
I think they're trying to give themselves some breathing space. They're aware they made a little mistake down here. The defence will be giving the offence a little bit of a hard time that they gave up a safety and got rid of the shutout.
Morrison goes deep downfield,
and
wide open.
Stuart Harrison is just streaking for the end zone.
All the way for the touchdown. Great play by there. That's what I was talking about earlier. Those big plays can shock a defence even if you're not doing it all the time. And they certainly found blown coverage there.
I don't know if that fits the conservative play calling you were talking about, Mr. Price.
Oh, I seem to have a bit of a commentator's jinx. So, apologies to any Hurricanes fans if that was a jinx, but nonetheless, Edinburgh pick up another score there. Deep pass from Morrison to Harrison adds another 6 points on, and here comes probably another 2-point conversion, we believe.
The Wolves have really seemed to give up on their kicking game at the moment. The first 2 extra points went high and then low, and it's obviously something they're going to look at fixing on the practice field. This would maybe be a good time to try and sort it in a game situation. They buy the fake and he's still alive.
Still trying to push the pile, but held up short. So no good on the conversion. It's 58 points to 2 now to Edinburgh. So the Wolves slowly but surely carrying on their scoring momentum here. Dundee showing small flashes of momentum here and there, but have not gotten on the scoreboard yet, apart from the safety at the end of the first half. And again, it's Hogg to kick off.
When the Hurricanes have given Ingram some time, he's looked quite impressive after a shaky first quarter. It's good to see him bounce back, because his first couple of drives, I was really worried that this was going to turn ugly early. There's still a little bit of personality about this game, I think. Fielded by Gilray, who gets a nice little pop on his opposite running back.
Pushes the pile past the 30 there, down to about the 32-yard line. So let's come back to this thing you mentioned on Facebook here. This is not confirmed, we'll see out here. We've got somebody who appears to be from the Dundee team, Dundee organisation, claiming that head coach Stuart Adam has been fired mid-game due to some play call. We have no idea if this is true or not, so this is not confirmed, but quite sensational if it is true.
Mm-hmm. I know the player that posted it left the game with an injury. I'm not sure if it was a head injury or a...
Well, here we go, Dundee trying to get downfield, pass incomplete. Yeah, so we'll try and bring more updates for you on that one, whether that's confirmed and true or if it's just some sort of misunderstanding of an argument or whatever.
Or just good old-fashioned Facebook banter.
Good old-fashioned Facebook banter, that's it. Nonetheless, indication that things aren't all very calm on the sideline there, that's for sure. It's going to be a tough day for the Hurricanes over there. So second down for the Hurricanes, handoff tackled immediately in the backfield for a loss of 2.
A little bit of a fumbled handoff.
Yeah.
That's Stefan Siddal's first carry in the backfield. He's been playing defensive end most of the game.
Yep. And he's substituted straight away. Third down and long now for the Hurricanes.
And Wazoo gets to Ingram and forces another fumble.
More pressure up front. Ball's recovered by Dundee, so they'll keep it. But another big loss for Dundee, and it's just looking worse and worse all the time here. So, punt team looks like they're coming on. Wolves look like they'll be ready for anything here, whether it's punt or just normal defensive coverage. But it is fourth down and about 18 or so for Dundee.
Dundee in a regular formation, though Thompson is at quarterback.
He's looking to throw deep down to the right side.
Possibly looking for a pass interference penalty, but not getting one.
Just overthrows the receiver there, so incomplete. Turnover on downs, and the Wolves will pick this one up at the Dundee 25-yard line. So everyone watching at home, were you expecting a scoreline like this? Let us know your thoughts on the game so far. Send us a message. Also send us any opinions on your MVP from the game. Who do you think has stood out most in this game as being MVP for this one?
So a quick third quarter.
Very quick third quarter now. We go into the fourth quarter and it's 58 points to 2 for Edinburgh ahead of Dundee here at Meadowbank Stadium. So remember, if you are a player or NFL fan or someone, if you're interested in looking for any new equipment for the rest of the season or upcoming university season, feel free to visit GridironTV.co.uk to find a number of great deals. Just search in our partners page to find out more. So Edinburgh just setting up here.
So change of quarterback for the Wolves. That's Dan Cameron back to receive the snap. And he's going to keep it on his first carry. A little bit bigger frame than Jamie Morrison.
Yeah, still pushing the power forwards. Looking more like a scrum than anything there. Eventually falling down for a gain of about 8 yards there. So second down and 3, that was actually a gain of 7 here. Second down and 3 for Edinburgh. They're now just inside the Hurricanes' red zone.
Empty backfield for Cameron. And this time he gives to Galloway.
Good cut back inside, beats 2 defenders and tackled now at the 7-yard line. Nice cut up there, just put his foot in the ground, straight up the middle.
And when the blocking works right for Galloway, he is so dangerous with the football in hand. He's always looking for that big hole, which he had on that play. He's been a little bit reluctant to cut up this season and has sometimes ended up with the large losses.
So first down and goal now for Edinburgh. Cameron still in at quarterback. Keeps this one himself, runs right. And into the end zone, another touchdown. So backup quarterback comes in, makes a statement there himself. Just like Morrison, keeping it on the ground effectively.
Cameron's maybe their power rushing option.
Well, definitely, it's quite unique actually to have 2 quarterbacks that both offer a running threat as well as a passing threat. We've not seen Cameron throw really yet, so we don't know that. But yeah, not common to see 2 quarterbacks like that. But here they go for 2 points now.
Galloway in motion. And gives to him, who he cuts up quickly and is ruled short.
So that one's short, so they only add on 6, go past 60 now. That is 64 points to 2. So a brilliant opportunity now for all the backups, the third strings, to get in, get good game time here. We've seen, it looks like, you know, everyone's from both teams are getting an opportunity to play here. So it's great for those guys that work hard during training but just can't get those starting spots. And in tight games, you're not likely to get game time if you're a third stringer. But in big margins like this, it's plenty for you.
You just don't want to be the person that makes the mistake.
So Hogg with the kickoff again.
And over Gilray's head.
So that goes for touchback. Hurricanes will come out to their own 20-yard line. So first down coming up for Dundee. Ali, do you think they've got anything left at this point?
They're playing for pride now. We're into the fourth quarter. They're trailing by 62 points. They would like to get a touchdown on the board. They were close a couple of times in that first half. I think we've seen everything that they can do, but there were things that were working there. They had a bit of luck with the deep pass to Thompson. He's come in and shown that he's still got the big arm. I think he's actually playing at quarterback for them now. I don't know if something's happened to Ingram. He's on the sideline. And it's difficult to motivate yourself to get a score, but it's nice to try and show that you're playing a little bit better, well, that you were better than the scoreline suggests.
Yeah, I think it's it doesn't really reflect the strength of the team. I think they are better than this. They've just had a really bad day, combined with the number of injuries they've got in the squad, a very small squad just now. So overall, it's going to be a bit of a disaster for them today. Nice throw there, pick up of 9 yards. So that's a good start to the drive. But I don't think it's reflective of the squad, really, a score like this. It just shows how consistent Edinburgh have been in scoring from the very first play right through to now. Using the different elements, the offense, defense, and even making big impacts on special teams as well. And it just seems to be sort of winding down for Dundee in this game.
And while I'm sure Dundee are tired, I'm sure the Edinburgh coaches are happy that they've put in some second string players and there's not been any real drop off for them. Gilray spinning away from Anderson's tackle and drops the shoulder, I think, on Ross. No, not on Ross Young. Drops the shoulder on Rob Wooten. And picks up a first down for Dundee. Duncan Tanner coming in for Wooten now.
First down for Dundee.
Deep pass by Thompson that's intercepted by Mike Roger. Got blockers in front of him.
And he's taking it all the way back for the touchdown.
And he's not slowing down on his way to the sideline.
Well, that one really stings there. Underthrown pass by Thompson. Roger just steps up, perfect position, and his guys are out front blocking for him. And takes it all the way back for another 6 points. So here comes another 2-point conversion. It's Cameron in at quarterback.
Wilson in the backfield behind him for the first time.
And it goes to Wilson. This one's stuffed, so it's no good. So it's 70 points to 2 now, Ali. 70 points to 2.
I don't remember ever breaking the 70 margin while I was playing for the Wolves. So this may be getting into the Wolves record books. I know we'll be a little bit biased as two former Wolves players here, but I also remember the days when Dundee were putting 50 and 60 past us.
Absolutely, it's a number of great matches between the two teams here. Close games and blowouts. We've not seen the score this big in a long time. But we're actually talking about this on previous broadcasts. Some games down south, sort of Maidstone, we were seeing 70 points going up in those games as well. And you normally think they're quite rare, but we've seen quite a few this season. So I would have said that Edinburgh had the advantage in this game, but I wouldn't have predicted 70 points. Certainly not.
I think the 20 points in the first quarter, well, it was 28, but the first 3 drives were a very quick 20 points for Edinburgh, and I think Dundee struggled to recover from that. But Edinburgh have definitely put the thumb screws on, and another big kick from Hogg, resulting in a touchback.
Another great kick there. So he's in fine form. He's had plenty of kicking practice today. So here come the Dundee offense again. Some nominations for MVP coming in from home again. Wosu, like you said earlier, a few fans of him back at home for you guys watching. He's made a number of big plays early on, really to break any chance of Dundee getting any momentum on offense.
I have noticed they've tried to keep the running back to his side, and that's maybe allowed Anderson to get free a bit more often than he would have. Both defensive ends from the Wolves have caused a lot of problems.
So Dundee taking a bit more time to just talk this one through, see how they want to play it. Not long left in this game now. So again, thank you all for tuning in once again. It's always great to have your support back at home, wherever you're watching from. We know we've had people watching from around the UK, from Europe. In the past, we've had people from all parts of the world. So we're very happy to bring you.
Wosu seemed to have got back there, a little bit of a jump, but not called offside. John Young thinking that he'd stripped the ball.
A little bit of confusion there. I'm sure you wanted to score, but no, nothing there. So still Dundee ball. Second down and 5 now.
Snap to Thompson, who fumbles on a fake handoff, and Anderson and Young are there to punish him for it.
So that'll go down as a sack, but yeah, it was a bobbled handoff. Just didn't pick it up. Managed to get down on it, and he appears to be hurt as well. So hopefully it's just nothing serious there. Wait and see.
Is anyone going to do anything? They're just going to leave him.
Let's check and see. Hopefully he's okay. Just to find out, maybe got the wind knocked out of him. But
Thompson's slow to get up after what looked like a little bit of pain.
And up on his feet, which is great to see.
Take his helmet off, flagging.
Slowly walking towards the sideline there. Looks like he may be finished for the day. There's not long, as I said, left in this game. So,
Remember, over the year, Bruce Thompson and Richard Anderson have had a few collisions, and Bruce Thompson has not always come off well in those collisions. He does give up a little bit of weight.
So second down and about 9 yards here. Ingram back in at quarterback. Hurricanes in spread formation right now. Drops back to pass, throwing right.
That looks a
Nice
good grab
catch.
on the sideline.
So that brings up 3rd down and 1 after that nice grab.
Snap to Ingram. Give to Gilray. Trying to fight for that first down. It looks as if he stopped.
And that's going to bring up a new set of downs, so 1st down for Dundee.
And ooh,
Pass attempted over the middle. Plenty of time to throw there, which is good, but broken up
rushed
incompletely.
just as he released it. I don't know if it was an attempt at a screenplay, but a lot of pressure.
It's sure Adam intended receiver. Just looking through the MVP nominations here, the voting is very close at the moment, so keep your votes coming in via Facebook or Twitter, and we'll announce it shortly.
A delayed give to Gilray. Picks up a couple of yards.
Give you another score update from around the country. It's the Chester Romans leading 41 points to 15 against the Crewe Railroaders.
And
A little bit of a
full
false
start
yeah.
there.
Is that the first false start penalty we've seen today, Ali? I don't remember really seeing any. They've been quite disciplined on the line in terms of
There's
that.
been a couple of offsides from the Wolves on defence, but I think that's the first one that's been called anyway.
Well, okay, you can tick that box off at home if you like, folks. We've seen a false start as well in this penalty. We've seen pretty much everything else in this game so far. We'll bring them back 5 yards, so it's 3rd down and long now.
And I'm sure Stevie Cook is kicking himself for that. He's an experienced lineman and knows better than that.
Now Ingram drops to pass.
Flushed from the pocket, but sets up and overthrows his receiver. Looking for Ian Berger there.
Brings up 4th down inside their own half. So 4th down for Dundee here. Trips out to the left
Normal
side.
offense out again. And a bobbled snap by Ingram, who covers it.
And turnover on downs. So Edinburgh get the ball once more at the Dundee 17 yard line, excuse me. So do you think there's more points in this game yet?
I'm not entirely sure how much time's left. The Wolves are in good field position here. They'll maybe want to just make a little point and stamp another one in.
So here we go, 1st down.
I saw Cameron warming up in between these two drives, so maybe yep, he is loose enough to throw a pass, and it's intercepted. Ian Berger, caught by Cameron.
So he makes amends for his mistake. That gives Dundee a little bit of a smile for there. They're back on the field though. Just waiting for this game to run out just now. In the last few moments of the game, it's currently Edinburgh Wolves 70, Dundee Hurricanes 0. 2. Excuse me, 2. So controlling the game from their first play on offense with a short run from Morrison, and they've just been able to keep scoring all day really.
Stuart Harrison checking in at cornerback for the Wolves. And under a bit of pressure.
In and out of the hands of the receiver there, past the first down lines. That was a tough throw from Ingram. Did get out though, but that one falls incomplete.
And again, Wazoo and Anderson putting some real pressure on Ingram.
Also point out here, it's the birthday of Jorge Alonso from Edinburgh, number 19 on the offense. He celebrates his birthday there in some style.
And a give to Gilray, who slips away from Anderson. Finally tackled by Murray Rendell.
Timeout called by Edinburgh. So they still want some time on the board here to try and make another few plays. Now Dundee come back, and Edinburgh are back too. So third down and about 7 to go.
What is the problem with matching socks?
And a fumbled snap, and Anderson is there along with Tanner, and it comes out again, and that's Ross Young, I think, in for his second TD of the day.
Touchdown Wolves. Oh, what a play by Anderson. Knocks the ball loose, and it's another 6. So defense keep pushing, and they get another 6 points, another huge play on the board.
And that's maybe Ross Young in the consideration for MVP. That's his second touchdown from his linebacker spot.
Somehow he's managed to hear us up here in the commentary booth, and he wants a bit of the action now. So, like I said, there's a number of key players standing out on offense and defense. So it's going to be a very hard choice for our first ever Nuala GridironTV MVP awards. We'll be announcing that very shortly out. But in the meantime, it's the offense back on the field for another 2-point conversion for Edinburgh.
Give to Wilson, who jinks his way into the end zone.
And it's good. So it's 78 points to 2 now. So we'll just get set for the kickoff here. Try and get a time update for you now, but not long to go, surely. This game's slowly withering out, but there's still some action left in it.
What number's he?
Just 43.
What number's he?
15. And that's the quarterback, and that's the receiver, number 10. So quite interesting in our discussions of MVP, we've got 3 defensive players in the mix and just 2 offensive players in a 78-2 game.
This ball drifts into the end zone.
Sim playing a dangerous game there with downing it for the touchback.
Yeah, that'll get pretty close. No, you're absolutely right. I think it's a real testament to how both phases have contributed to this game. It's not just been all on offense, it's been mostly them, but defense have made a number of huge plays, and you can almost argue that defensive scores can count bigger because people don't really expect them to score as much. But
and the field position that the defense gave the offense in the first quarter really set the tone for this game.
It did, and it's fantastic from an offensive point of view when you can work with short fields to get started. It takes so much pressure off you just to be able to go, 2 yards was their first drive, and then others within the 10-yard line as well. So it's a great testament to guys playing on D to give them that field position and set them up. So Dundee taking their time here as we get closer and closer to the 2-minute warning here in the fourth quarter. Remember, you can always go back to our YouTube page if you missed any of our previous live games or even any of our old interviews. Our old studio shows are also on there, so if you go onto YouTube, find GridironTV, click subscribe, and then you can go back and watch other live games we've done. You can also go all the way back to episode 1 and see how we originally started and how much it's changed since then. So first down for Dundee. Stuart Adam in at quarterback now. Handoff goes inside for a loss of 4. Now Dundee trying to going no huddle here, Ali. Trying to keep it going quick.
Yeah. And,
Adam rolls out.
Scramble by Adam, chased by Wazoo, and he'll be forced out after a gain of 6 or 7.
Good pressure there. Going right down into the line. So Adam, normally tight ends, played some receiver, now moving into quarterback as well. Trying to stem the flow and get something on offense.
I believe he's currently listed as the head coach of the Hurricanes.
Well, if we're to believe what's currently been written online, then perhaps not anymore.
Flags on the play. Seemed a bit of movement on the line before the snap. He's also been a client at halftime. He was over to chat with his friends. He's not quite got into the team attitude yet.
So third down and long for Dundee. Again, taking the time to get the play in here.
Edge.
No.
Hasn't got matching socks?
No.
Oh, right.
No,
sorry.
number 51.
No, it's not allowed then.
Which is something that we tried to do. We should all be in white and red socks.
Adam
Had a
straight
team
up the
locked
middle
last year.
and tackled there for a gain of
On the
about
field.
1.
He's in the black and white rugby socks.
So fourth down coming up for Dundee.
First game. Anthony Pinkerton.
Thanks, Keith.
And that is full time now. So full time score here in Edinburgh. It's Edinburgh 78, Dundee 2. This has definitely been a Wolves day. And congratulations to Ejike Wosu, who is our first Nuola GridironTV MVP. He had an outstanding game, really, didn't he?
Yes, actually a former school colleague of mine, and it was nice to see him moving from basketball to American football a couple of seasons ago. Had a year off last year for the arrival of his second child, and came back this year a little bit stronger, a little bit fitter, and a monster of a game. Really glad to see, and I'm sure he'll be over the moon. A really difficult decision across the defensive line. As you will have heard, we were calling Richard Anderson's name pretty much as Ajiki Wazu, but I think a couple of sacks and a couple of really big hits really swung it for us.
Yeah, we've got a whole list of people in front of us. We had a whole board of people trying to figure out who really deserved it. It was so close today, and a number of standout performances. But you know, this guy's a real talented player. Made a huge difference for the defense and for the team in general. So this is one that Coach Edmondson's gonna. I mean, how much can you take away from this? It's just so much, really, to look through.
I think it'll put a little bit of pressure on the offence in future games, because they've shown that they can execute when they're given the short fields, and if they don't manage it in future, he'll be sort of saying, "What's up?
Why can't you get 78 points on again?"
It's not the scoreline that you should be looking for every game, but when your offence clicks like that, it's nice to know that it can. And it obviously puts pressure on the offence to make sure that the basics are done right every game.
Well, thanks very much for joining me today, Ali. It was a pleasure having you here in the commentary booth. And thank you to everyone watching at home here on GridironTV. So stay tuned, we'll give you more updates for where we'll be next time for our live broadcast. But for myself, from Ali, from Stuart Gilmartin, everyone at the GridironTV team, thanks very much, and we'll see you next time.